Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. This is a great honor to be here today to present on a very important and timely topic: economic analysis and policies electric vehicle development in Indonesia. With me, Muhammad Hussein. As the world moves toward cleaner and more sustainable transportation solutions, Indonesia is also making significant strides in embracing electric vehicle technology. In this presentation, I will discuss the economic analysis, government policies, and challenges in Indonesian electric vehicle market. We will explore industry growth and shaping the future of electric vehicle adoption in our country. As Indonesia holds vast potential to become a major player in the global electric vehicle industry, it is crucial to understand both the benefits and the hurdles we must overcome to achieve a greener future. Without further ado, let's begin. Okay. The content of this presentation are abstract, introduction background, the current state of electric vehicle market in Indonesia, development in Indonesia, challenges, and conclusion. Okay, abstract. In Indonesia is undergoing a significant transformation in this transportation sector with the adoption of electric vehicles. This shift is driven by economic factors, government policies, and environmental government aimed at reducing carbon emission and fostering sustainable development. This presentation provides a comprehensive analysis of Indonesia's electric vehicle landscape, covering key government incentives such as tax exemptions, subsidies, and infrastructure investment. It also explores the economic benefits of electric vehicle adoption, including lower operational costs, increased investment opportunities, and job creation in the renewable energy and automotive sector. Despite this advancement, challenges remain, including high initial costs, limited charging infrastructure, and public skepticism regarding battery efficiency. The presentation outlined strategies to overcome these barriers, d- including stronger policy implementation, public-private partnership, and enhanced consumer education. With its vast nickel reserve and growing market demand, Indonesia is well positioned to become a major player in the global electric vehicle industry. By addressing infrastructure gaps, promoting local manufacturing, and integrating renewable energy sources, the country can accelerate electric vehicle adoption and solidify its leadership in sustainable transportation. Okay. Next, introduction background. Indonesian transportation sector is growing rapidly, leading to increased fuel consumption and carbon emission. To address this, government is promoting electric vehicles as a sustainable electric alternative. Electric vehicle adoption offers several benefits, including reduced air pollution, lower fuel costs, and energy security. Indonesia also has a strategic advantage with its vast nickel reserve, like I mentioned before, essential for electric vehicle battery production. However, challenges remain, such as high purchase, limited charging infrastructure, and concern about battery efficiency. Okay, next. Current state of the electric vehicle market in Indonesia. Indonesia's electric vehicle market is still in its early stages, but is growing rapidly due to strong government support and increasing customer interest. There are three key growth drivers. First, government incentives such as tax exemption, subsidies, and investment in charging infrastructure. The government provide fiscal and non-fiscal incentives to business operating in the electric vehicle sector to encourage their development in Indonesia. Fiscal incentives include duty-free import of electric vehicle components and raw materials that are not produced domestically. Second, exemption or reduction of income tax, value-added tax, and luxury goods sales tax for the production of public electric vehicle charging stations, enabling businesses to gain greater profits and expand their infrastructure network. Third, other tax exemption or reduction related to electric vehicle. In accordance with the provision of the legislation allowing business to reduce their tax burden and improve liquidity. Non-fiscal incentive includes first, transfer of production rights for electric vehicle related technology with patent licenses from the central government and or local governments, enabling business to access the latest technology and improve the quality of their products. Second, development of security and safety of operational activities in the industry sector for the sustainability or smooth operation of logistic sorry, and all production activities or specific industrial companies that are of national importance, enabling businesses to maintain sustainability and continuity of their operation. Okay, the second, rising fuel price. Rising fuel price pushing customer towards electric vehicle alternatives than conventional vehicle. Third, foreign and local investment, including major brands like Hyundai and Wuling, etc. Further outlook with continued policy support, infrastructure expansion, and increased local production, Indonesia is on track to become a major player in the global electric vehicle market. Okay, next. Policy of electric vehicle development in Indonesia. One of regulation implemented to achieve the target set in 2025 is the Presidential Regulation number 55 of 2019, which aims to accelerate the battery-based electric vehicle for road transportation. This regulation is addressing four crucial aspects of electric vehicle policy. First, utilization of domestically manufactured components. Second, provision of government incentive. Third, development of necessary infrastructures. Fourth, registration and identification procedures. Okay, next for more detail. In addition to presidential regulation number 55 of 2019, the government took various ministerial regulation have collaborated closely to implement the presidential regulation toward this diverse derivative regulation in order to promote the growth of electric vehicle industry, such as Minister of Energy and Minister of Energy and Mineral Resources number 13 of 2020. This regulation is concerning the provision of electrical charging infrastructure for battery-based electric vehicle to improve the ecosystem and market appeal of electric vehicles by ensuring the complementation of supporting infrastructure for public usage such as public electric vehicle charging station, stasiun pengisi kendaraan listrik, or we know that SPKLU, sorry. And the second, Government Regulation number 73 of 2019. This regulation is concerning the taxable goods classified as luxury in the form of motorized vehicles subject to sales tax on luxury goods. This regulation stipulates the rate of sales tax on luxury goods based on exhaust emission rather than vehicle type. Third, Minister of Industry Regulation number 7 of 2022. This regulation is concerning the incompletely decomposed condition. It aims to provide incentives to facilitate the transition from the conventional motorized vehicle to electrical vehicle, stimulating the market supply side. Fourth, Minister of Transportation Regulation number 15 of 2020. This regulation concerning the conversion of motor vehicle other than motorcycles with combustion engine to battery electric vehicle, which aims to support the BEV industry acceleration program. Fifth, Fifth, Minister of Finance Regulation number 38 of 2023. This regulation is concerning the value added tax VAT reduction on battery electric vehicle until the end of the fiscal year. The incentive is part of Indonesian commitment to accelerate the sale of electric vehicles as well as to boost investment in electric vehicles ecosystem. Next. Okay. Challenges of electric vehicle market development in Indonesia. While Indonesian electric vehicle market is growing, several challenges slow its adoption. First, the initial cost of electric vehicle is still relatively high compared to conventional vehicle. Although there are government subsidies, this might not be sufficient to offset the higher purchase price of electric vehicles for many consumers. One of great solutions that Indonesian government came up with to reduce the high initial cost is the regulation to assembly in Indonesia, completely knocked down or CKD compared to importing as whole completely built up or CBU. Second, one of the critical challenges that Indonesia currently faces is the deficiency of infrastructure to support the adoption of electric vehicle development, limited charging infrastructure. A widespread charging station development is required in order for the electric vehicle development to go smoothly, while currently the charging station availability is limited to only in major cities and still scarce in numbers. The role for providing infrastructure needs to be encouraged more private sector to even the lot of potential. PL in providing the infrastructure of charging station. Another thing that needs to be considered is the supporting infrastructure, which are the payment system and parking area for charging since electric vehicle is not as fast as the conventional vehicle. An extra space for charging is needed as well as the robust payment systems such as using card payment, transfer, QR code, etc. And the third, while Indonesia has a large nickel reserve, the cost of battery production remains high. Reducing this cost through technological advancement such as producing batteries in a few separated cells rather than one whole battery and efficient production are essential for making electric vehicle more affordable in purchase and battery replacement services. Fourth, dependence on important components in Indonesia electric vehicle market. One of the major challenges in developing Indonesia electric vehicle market is the heavy reliance on imported components, particularly electric vehicle batteries, motors, and electric control system. This dependencies increases costs, slows production, and limits Indonesia's ability to fully localize its electric vehicle industry. By strengthening domestic production, reducing import dependency, and improving technology capabilities, Indonesia can build a self-sufficient electric vehicle industry, lower costs, and become a key player in the global electric vehicle market. Fifth, energy source concern. The environmental benefits of electric vehicle adoption are contingent on the energy mix used the electricity generation. In countries where coal dominates the power generation mix, the environmental benefits are diminished. For Indonesia, a significant portion of electricity is generated from fossil fuels, which could negate from which could negate some environmental benefits of electrical vehicles unless there is a shift toward cleaner energy sources. Thus, Indonesia needs to find another solution to increase its share of renewable energy sources to maximize the environmental benefits of electric vehicle adoption. Expanding infrastructure, promoting local electric vehicle production, improving battery technology, and increasing public awareness to drive long-term adoption. Okay, conclusion. Indonesia's transition to electric vehicles represent a crucial step towards sustainable economic growth and environmental conservation. The country has taken significant measures, including government incentive, regulatory frameworks, and infrastructure development to promote electrical vehicle adoption. This effort align with Indonesia's commitment to reducing carbon emission, decreasing dependence on fossil fuels, and strengthening energy security. Despite promising progress, several challenges remain, including high initial costs, limited charging infrastructure, and consumer skepticism regarding battery efficiency and longevity. The Indonesia government has addressed this concern through subsidies, tax exemption, and investment in domestic battery production, particularly leveraging the country's vast nickel reserve. Economic benefits of electric vehicle adoption includes lower operation costs, increased investment opportunities, and job creation in the renewable energy and transportation sector. Moreover, reduced reliance on imported fuel improve Indonesia's trade balance, contributing to long-term economic stability. However, for electric vehicle adoption to reach its full potential, further policy adjustment and infrastructure expansion are needed, strengthening public-private partnerships, enhancing consumer awareness, and promoting the integration of renewable energy sources in the electricity grid are a critical factor for success. Additionally, fostering local manufacture foster additionally, fostering local manufacturing capabilities will ensure Indonesia becomes a key player in the global electric vehicle market. By overcoming these challenges and continuing its commitment to electrification, Indonesia can solidify its position as a leader in sustainable transportation, ultimately benefiting both of the economy and the environment. And yep, that's it. Thanks for your time and attention. I appreciate the opportunity to share this insight with you. And if you want more detailed sources and papers, don't hesitate to contact me at the email. Okay, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe this video presentation. See you on the next video. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye. Thanks.